Emma, this is all your fault. Violet, what are you talking about? How is this my fault? It's your fault because my husband divorced me. I won't let you deny it either. You'll take responsibility for this and I'll make sure of it. What? What on earth are you saying? Don't pretend you don't know what I mean. I'm making you take responsibility for everything that's happened. Responsibility? The fact that my husband found out about the affair, it's all your fault. You have to make this right by introducing me to a man who makes $100,000 a year. Wait a second, let me remind you of how everything went down. The whole thing about your husband finding out about your affair? Well, it all started when I was walking through the shopping mall with my husband, Phil, and your husband happened to spot us from a distance. He mistook me for you because of our similar build. That's when he became suspicious and hired a private investigator. Wasn't that the case? Yes, that's right. It wasn't even a close encounter. We had only met your husband once at my wedding, so there was no reason for him to recognize me from a distance. He couldn't have known it was me, but after he realized the mistake, he apologized to your husband for the confusion. However, in the end, it turned out that you were the one having an affair with a classmate you reconnected with at the reunion. So how is that my fault? Look, no matter how you try to spin this, it's clearly your fault. You were the one who got me mistaken for you. If you hadn't been so misleading, my husband wouldn't have been confused in the first place. It's your fault for putting me in that position. Not only that, you also happened to go to the shopping mall at the same time as my husband. That's also your fault. Well, hold on a second. The main issue here is that you were the one who cheated in the first place. If you hadn't cheated, none of this would have come out in the open, would it? The blame falls squarely on you. If you hadn't been seen by my husband, there would have been no way for him to find out about the affair, and none of this would have happened. So yes, it's absolutely your fault. You're the one to blame, not me. Now hurry up and introduce me to a man who makes $100,000 a year. Once I start a relationship with him, I'll make sure he helps me pay for my husband's alimony. This is ridiculous. You're seriously asking me to do that for you? You don't have much time left until the alimony deadline, so you better hurry up and do something about it. I don't care about your problems. Take care of it yourself. If you won't help me, then I'll just take your husband instead. What? Phil is so good looking, isn't he? And he's clearly a successful guy, right? Clearly he's way too good for you. I'll take him off your hands. You really don't understand anything, do you? Why don't you just get a job and work to pay for things yourself? It's clear you're too stubborn to let a man take care of you. How pathetic. Oh, I see. Violet, you're just impossible. I've had enough of this. What do you mean? Well, I've got some things going on in my life too, you know. I can't afford to waste any more time dealing with you right now. For my own mental health, I've decided that I need to distance myself from you more than ever. I'm sorry, but I can't deal with you anymore. Goodbye. I knew it. I'm a genius. I guess I'm a master of romance, too. Or maybe both, huh? Hey, Emma. You know Phil? Well, he's mine now. Right now, we're at a hotel with a name that starts with R, getting all cozy. What? What's going on here? Wait, what are you even doing? I'm telling you, I took Phil for myself. So you better hurry up and get a divorce and hand over Phil to me. Fine, I'll give you Phil. Huh? Are you really going to give him to me? Well, I'm not really in a position to say that anymore. Huh? Oh, I see. That's a declaration of defeat toward me, huh? If you want to take it that way, go ahead. Honestly, I don't even care anymore. But I do have one question for you. What is it? Why did you target Phil? I can't imagine you'd go after him just because he's good looking. That part's really strange. Well, it's because you never introduced me to a guy with an annual income of $100,000, no matter how long I waited. So to make you fulfill that responsibility, I decided to take Phil, who's a handsome guy earning $150,000 a year. Huh? Phil makes $150,000 a year? That's amazing, right? He works for a big company, Company A, and became a manager at 29, right? With that kind of status, he's perfect to be my new husband. Phil's actually unemployed. What? Actually, I'm the one working at Company A, and I became a manager at 29 too. What about the $150,000 a year? Well, that $150,000 was probably the household income from about 2 years ago when Phil was still working and his father was still employed. Though to be fair, half of that income was from my salary. Wait, why is Phil unemployed? Phil used to work for a subsidiary of Company A, but about 6 months ago, his affair with an office clerk there was exposed. What? It wasn't like he got fired or anything, but after I found out, being married to the wife at the parent company made things awkward for him. He ended up resigning voluntarily about 3 months ago, around the same time I divorced him. What? You divorced him 3 months ago? Wait, what? Huh? Yeah, I divorced Phil 3 months ago. It was right around the time you were begging for Phil. Oh, speaking of which, wasn't it an office clerk from the subsidiary of Company A who Phil had an affair with? Hey, wait a minute. Could it be... Oh, you realized that too, huh? It was our cousin Rachel? Yeah. Can you believe it? Phil went after Rachel of all people. Rachel knew he was my husband, but I guess since he was her first boyfriend in her 20s, she was stubborn and wouldn't back down. It wasn't until I demanded alimony that she realized the gravity of what she had done. She paid the alimony, resigned from her job, and moved far away. Are you serious? Yeah, I should probably tell you this too, since it's indirectly related to you. What now? Remember how your ex-husband mistook me for you when he saw me walking with Phil at the mall? Well, the me he saw wasn't me. It was Rachel. Huh? I guess it's because Rachel looks so much like both of us that people mistake us for 3 sisters when we walk together. By the way, I wasn't even there that day because I had other things to do. When I found out and looked into it, I discovered that Phil and Rachel were having an affair, and that's how it all unfolded. I can't believe this! It all started because your ex-husband mistook me for you. What is all this? So, after my divorce, when you declare that you got the husband, well, I don't really care anymore, so go ahead and enjoy yourselves. Wait, hold on. This is all so overwhelming, but one thing's for sure. Phil has no money at all, and he doesn't even have a way to make money. That's right. He was always bad with saving money, so after paying me alimony, he hardly has anything left. What the hell? So taking Phil away didn't even matter at all. Why didn't you tell me sooner? Well, I never thought you'd go after an unemployed man. I mean, we were already divorced at that point, right? That's just awful, Emma! It's because all you ever think about is making men pay alimony. You could have found a job in 3 months, but instead, you've just been doing all this crazy stuff. What should I do? There are only 3 days left before the alimony payment deadline. He went and abandoned me! That's a misunderstanding. Huh? Well, whatever. It seems like that's not the main topic anyway. By the way, wasn't today the deadline for the alimony payment? Could it be that's what you're talking about? Yep, exactly. It's unbelievable, really. He made me his wife and paid all the alimony for me. Can you believe that? He didn't even hesitate. And then out of nowhere, a guy appeared who said he fell in love with me at first sight. Did you meet him? I haven't met him in person yet, but if he's willing to pay all my alimony up front without a second thought, he must be incredibly wealthy, right? That's the kind of person who could definitely save me from this huge crisis I'm in. I'm pretty sure he's going to be the one to rescue me. He's my Prince Charming, and he'll swoop in to save me, no doubt about it. I just know he's got to be a handsome, amazing guy who's totally perfect for me. I think you might be setting yourself up for a bit of disappointment here. Huh? Are you jealous? Well, I guess it can't be helped. After all, from this massive crisis I'm in, I'm about to get swept up and become the miracle celebrity wife living in a life of luxury. It's not something anyone would expect, but hey, that's what's about to happen. Ugh. I really think it would have been better if you had just worked for yourself, don't you think? Jealousy is totally acceptable. Feel free to be as envious as you want. I'm fine with it. Oh, and by the way, I already sent the marriage registration yesterday, so by now it should have already been submitted to the office. Huh? And right now I'm on my way to my future husband's mansion to move in. Can you believe it? I'm about to become a celebrity wife. I'm about to be born anew, living a life of wealth and privilege. This is it, my new beginning. I don't want to hear any complaints if things end up going wrong, though. Emma, help me! What's wrong now? I thought you were busy celebrating your new life as a celebrity wife. I figured you were probably sitting in a huge living room in your mansion, holding a glass of wine, toasting with your new husband, living the dream. You know, enjoying all the luxuries that come with it. Sounds like a perfect picture, doesn't it? It wasn't a mansion, just a regular house. Wait, so all that stuff you were talking about was just your imagination running wild? I see. Classic. But hey, you must have known about all of this, right? I heard that the marriage proposal actually came to you right after your divorce. But the job he had was too far away, so you didn't want to quit your current one, and that's why you turned him down. At least, that's what I heard. Oh, so it was that guy after all. He's actually the son of someone my father used to know when he was younger. He dropped out of university because he couldn't deal with the social situation there, and then he became a recluse. Now he's 39 years old and has never worked a single day in his life. I only found out all these details after I turned him down, and it's kind of concerning. Apparently, he's looking for a wife who can help him with his daily life, like taking care of him because he's worried about his future. He's never had a job, and he's looking for someone to manage his life for him. That's basically his profile. Another unemployed guy? And taking care of him? What does that even mean? Sounds like a lot of responsibility for nothing in return. But it seems he really did fall in love with you. What? Apparently, when he first saw my photo, he said that my face was just his type, but I was a bit too old for him. Then he found out I have a sister who looks exactly like me, and that's when things changed. He decided that you were the one for him, and that's how you became his choice. It sounds ridiculous, right? But it's true. That's the reason you ended up being the one he wanted. Well, if that's the case, why not just marry Rachel instead? Rachel is unreachable. She's been out of contact for a while now, so that's impossible. I don't want to marry some guy who smells like he's been working in a trash heap all day long. And he's saying I have to go to work starting tomorrow. He's insisting that I start working right away. I can't believe it. Emma, please, you have to help me. Can you take over for me? Wait a minute, I can't just take over for you. I've got my own responsibilities. Right now I have an online meeting with the overseas product development team, and I need to focus on that. I don't have time to switch places with you. What? The time difference between us is such a hassle. It's like we're working in two completely different time zones, and it's making everything even more stressful. I have to be on top of my game, and I don't even have time to help with your problems right now. Emma! All right, then, I'm really sorry, but I've got to go. I'll talk to you later. Wait, Emma, no! My parents divorced several years ago, and they each live in separate places now. While we still maintain basic contact, the family is essentially scattered, and the situation has created a sense of distance between us. It's not that we don't care about one another, but we've become so detached over the years that it's as if we're leading separate lives now. The communication is minimal, only when necessary, and the closeness we once shared is now a distant memory. This environment, where our family is fractured, has had a significant influence on my younger sister. She's always been free-spirited and reckless, living without much consideration for consequences. To put it in a positive light, you might say she's a woman of many loves, someone who's always seeking excitement and new experiences. That's the kind of person she is, always chasing after the thrill of something new. But the reality, as most people would see it, is much darker and far more cynical. In truth, she's a woman who delights in stealing other people's partners. Her idea of love isn't one of deep connection or mutual respect. It's more about the conquest, the thrill of taking someone away from their spouse or significant other. She doesn't seem to care about the harm she causes, nor does she seem to understand the emotional damage her actions leave behind. For her, it's all about what she can get in the moment, with no regard for the consequences that might follow. She's the kind of person who enjoys drama, attention, and the chaos that comes from breaking apart other people's relationships. And this behavior eventually led her to a man who, in a way, mirrors her own dysfunctional view of relationships. She ended up with a 39-year-old man who's a shut-in, someone who is completely withdrawn from society and refuses to engage in any meaningful way with the world. He's a hikikomori, a man who has chosen to stay indoors, cut off from social life, and remains entirely dependent on others for his care and survival. It's a strange match, given how she's always sought excitement and passion, but for some reason this relationship seemed to hold her attention for a time. However, this choice has created a complicated web of emotions and obligations for my sister. She wants to escape. She wants to leave him behind and return to a life where she isn't tied down by this man who has nothing to offer. She regrets ever getting involved with him, and now she's trapped in a relationship she never wanted to begin with. But despite her wishes to leave him, there is a complication: our father. Our father sees this man, her husband, as someone of value. To him, the man was not just any random person, but the son of someone he considers a benefactor, a person who helped him in the past and whose debt he feels obligated to repay. As a result, even though my sister wants out of this relationship, my father has made it clear that he cannot allow the divorce to happen easily. There's too much history involved, too much debt that is yet to be settled in his eyes. It's frustrating for my sister. She feels like she has no escape, no way out of this marriage that she never truly wanted. My father's insistence on protecting the image of this man as a family ally means that my sister has been forced to stay in this toxic relationship. Even though it's causing her misery, it's like she's been trapped in a cage and there's no way to break free, no matter how much she wants to run away. And to make matters worse, the situation has become one of surveillance and control. My sister feels like she's being watched every moment of the day. Every move she makes, every decision she attempts to make, is scrutinized by both our father and her husband. There's no privacy, no space for her to be her own person. She's forced to take care of him and cater to his needs as though she were his servant, not his wife. From the smallest tasks to the biggest responsibilities, she's expected to do it all. And if she falters, there's punishment in the form of guilt, blame, and pressure. My sister has become a caretaker in a relationship where she should have been able to live freely, but instead she's trapped in a role she never agreed to. There's no relief for her, no reprieve from the constant demands of the people around her, and even when she tries to distance herself or take a moment to breathe, she's always pulled back in, forced to comply with expectations that don't allow for her own happiness. The pressure is overwhelming and it's breaking her down piece by piece. Then one day, a bombshell announcement came out of nowhere. My sister was pregnant. I was shocked when I heard the news. It was completely unexpected, and to be honest, it felt almost surreal. The timing couldn't have been worse, and the situation surrounding the pregnancy only made things more complicated. With everything going on between her and her husband, the last thing anyone expected was for a new life to enter the picture. Her pregnancy felt like a cruel twist of fate. It was as if the universe had decided to throw one more challenge her way, just when she thought she couldn't handle any more. For someone like her, who has never been ready to fully commit to a relationship, let alone raise a child, this news hits hard. It wasn't a joyous occasion. It was a moment of added pressure, a reminder of the responsibilities she would have to face in the near future. As I processed the news, I couldn't help but feel a mixture of emotions. On one hand, I knew how much my sister had struggled to find her place in the world, and I felt sorry that she was now going to be tied to a man she didn't love, carrying the weight of his responsibilities as well as her own. On the other hand, I couldn't deny that the pregnancy changed everything, that it was a pivotal moment in her life that would force her to confront her situation head-on, whether she was ready or not. As strange as it may sound, I couldn't help but think that this news, despite its shock, was almost like an eerie premonition. It felt like the kind of story you'd hear around the time of Halloween, the season when people tell ghost stories and reflect on the dead. It was an unsettling feeling, as though we were standing on the edge of something we couldn't control. The supernatural undertones of the situation made it seem as if we were caught in the midst of a tale that would end in something far darker than any of us could have predicted. This pregnancy, unexpected as it was, might just be the catalyst for a series of events that would change everything for my sister. Whether she would be able to escape her marriage, regain control of her life, or face the consequences of her actions remained to be seen. But one thing was clear: her life would never be the same again. Malcolm, do you have a moment to talk? You don't have to worry about this taking too long, because I can make this quick.
Oh, it's you, Sammy. What's up?
I wanted to talk to you during the reunion yesterday, but I didn't get the chance. I even tried to make an effort to walk up to you while you were pouring another drink, but you walked off the moment I came over.
You mean when you took my phone and snooped around for my number? April told me all about it.
What? I didn't exactly take your phone. Oh, that's a bit much, don't you think? But yes, I admit it. I did look at your number without asking. I'm sorry for that. It just caught me off guard that April, of all people, had exchanged numbers with you. That was really surprising to me.
So, what do you want? After the way things ended between us, most people wouldn't think to reach out, especially not like this.
I wanted to apologize for how I was back then. I know I was awful and I messed things up. Honestly, I was just a mess. Anyway, I need to tell you something. I just broke up with Seth earlier today.
Seth? Oh, right, the guy you cheated on me with. I almost forgot his name. What does that have to do with me?
Well, seeing you at the reunion yesterday brought back all these old feelings. It made me realize I couldn't stay with Seth anymore. I just couldn't.
Okay, and?
Oh, you're still as difficult as ever, aren't you? Can't you tell what I'm trying to say?
Not really. Spell it out for me.
Ugh, fine if I have to. What I'm trying to say is that I want us to get back together.
What? What's with this us business? So why are you talking as if I feel the same way about you?
Well, you're still single at 30, aren't you?
Yeah, I am. So what?
It's been 6 years since we broke up. 6 whole years. And in all that time, you haven't gotten married. Doesn't that mean you've been holding on to your feelings for me this whole time? That makes me so happy.
How on earth did you come to that conclusion?
It was obvious at the reunion. You kept looking at me. That's what I knew. It made me realize we're soulmates after all, meant to be together.
What?
By the way, you still live in that apartment, don't you?
Why does it matter if I do?
Because I'm on my way there right now.
Wait, what? You're coming over? Now?
Yes. I'm ready to reignite what we had. Just like old times, I'm going to dedicate a steamy, passionate night to you, starting tonight.
Yeah, I don't think so. I'm good, thanks.
Oh, stop being so shy. You don't have to hold back anymore.
I'm not being shy. I'm serious. You're creeping me out. Please, stop.
Huh? Even as a joke, that's pretty harsh, don't you think?
It's not a joke. I'm dead serious. In fact, I'm getting married tomorrow.
What? Oh, come on. Stop joking around. If you're living with someone, fine, but getting married now? That's ridiculous.
Hey, listen to me. You're not taking this seriously, are you?
What are you talking about?
I'm saying I'm engaged to April.
What?
We're getting married at midnight tonight. Tomorrow's her birthday, so we decided to time our marriage registration to coincide with it.
You're lying. That can't be true. April didn't say anything about this at the reunion.
Why would she?
Why wouldn't she?
Do I really need to explain this to you? You bullied April in high school. You don't think she'd want to avoid bringing that up in front of you?
What? I did not bully her.
Oh, come on. Everyone knows about it. Back in high school, you wrecked her things, poured water on her head, and humiliated her. She told me it was all because she got the regular spot on the club team instead of you. Pretty pathetic, don't you think?
That's not true. It's all a misunderstanding.
Right, because that kind of behavior could just be a misunderstanding.
I didn't.
And just so we're clear, the reason I kept looking at you yesterday, it wasn't because I still had feelings for you. I was watching to make sure you didn't try anything with April.
Wait, seriously? That's why?
Yes. And then when I wasn't looking, you took my phone and looked up my number. Real classy.
I didn't mean to.
Anyway, not that it matters, but I don't live in that apartment anymore.
What? Oh, so you're staying at your parents' house now? Well, great. I'll just head there instead.
Don't bother my parents. Leave them out of this.
But I left the apartment I shared with Seth. I have nowhere else to go. After my parents divorced, I don't even have a proper home to go back to.
Not my problem.
And honestly, your parents scare me. Wouldn't it be better if it was just the two of us? Don't you think we should start fresh?
Still not my problem.
Please, Malcolm, I'm so much more attractive than April. You know that's true.
I don't care.
It's not too late. Please, choose me instead.
I don't care.
Fine then, if you're going to be like that, then I'll just wait for you at the registry office.
What for?
I'm going to stop you from getting married. You and April? Seriously? You deserve so much better than her. Wake up, Malcolm. She's manipulating you. If we just talk, you'll see that I'm a better choice. I'm sure of it.
Go ahead. Do whatever you want.
Fine. I'll be waiting. Malcolm, are you not here yet? I've been standing here in front of the city office waiting for you. Where are you? Hey, Malcolm, it's already been over an hour since the date changed, you know. Could it be that you're taking this time to talk to April and end things with her for me? If so, I'd be really happy.
Can you stop being so annoying at this hour? We already submitted the marriage registration a while ago, and now I'm back home.
What?
I'm about to go to bed, so do me a favor and keep it quiet, will ya?
Wait, but you and April, I haven't even seen you two here. I mean, I've been waiting right here in front of the city office the whole time.
Oh, I get it now. You probably went to the local city office in our hometown, didn't you?
Well, yeah, you're staying at your parents' house, right? So of course I assumed you'd be filing it here.
I moved out of my hometown a month ago for a work transfer.
What?
Obviously, April, who's now officially my wife as of tonight, moved with me.
Wait, hold on a second. Are you saying...
We submitted our marriage registration at the city office in our new area.
How could you? That is just so cruel.
You're the one who made all these ridiculous assumptions on your own. I never told you which office I'd be going to, nor did I ever say that I was still living with my parents.
But how could you? How could you? How could you? If that's the case, then where am I supposed to go? Where can I even go now?
I've already told you that's not my problem.
Malcolm.
Oh, by the way, there's something else I need to clear up.
What now?
April mentioned something earlier while she was messaging her friends. It's about the lottery. Did you by any chance hear about my lottery win from someone?
Oh, yeah, I did. I heard that you won $500,000. That's amazing, Malcolm. They say luck is a skill, and you're definitely someone who's always had it.
No matter how much you try to butter me up, I'm not getting back together with you. Also, the prize money wasn't $500,000.
Huh?
It was only $50.
What?
The amount I won was $50.
What are you talking about?
You must have misunderstood or maybe misheard whoever told you about it.
Are you kidding me? What the hell is that supposed to mean? $50 wouldn't even cover a trip to the spa. If that's the case, then Seth, with his high-paying corporate job, is way better off financially than you. And I broke up with Seth for this? How are you going to take responsibility for what you've done to me, Malcolm?
So it really was all about the money, wasn't it?
Don't change the subject. You owe me compensation for everything. Give me $500,000 right now. You owe me that much.
You're unbelievable. Honestly, you are. I can't even believe what I'm hearing right now. You're really something else.
Wait, Malcolm, please just hear me out. Look, I was desperate, okay? I thought if you really did win $500,000, you'd come back to me. I mean, we were so good together once, weren't we?
Good together? Are you even listening to yourself right now? You threw everything away when you decided I wasn't worth sticking around for.
But you were so different back then. You weren't stable, you didn't have a career path. How was I supposed to know you'd turn everything around? And now you're with April.
Exactly, and she's been with me through everything, even when times were tough. She didn't leave when things got hard. That's the difference between you two.
But Malcolm, I've changed. I swear I have. I just didn't know how to handle things back then. If you give me another chance, I'll prove it to you.
There's no chance. None. And after tonight, I hope it's clear to you why.
Malcolm, please don't do this to me. I don't have anyone else. Seth is not going to take me back after what I did. I gave up everything for you, and now I have nothing.
That's not my problem. You made your bed, now you get to lie in it.
You are heartless, Malcolm. How could you just throw me away like this?
I didn't throw you away. You walked away, and I'm not responsible for what you lost because of your own decisions.
Malcolm.
Good night. Afterward, I heard some things from mutual friends in our hometown. From what they told me, it doesn't seem like Sammy has gotten back together with her ex, Seth. It's a bit of a relief, I suppose, but things aren't necessarily looking up for her either. People in town still catch glimpses of her from time to time walking around the streets, but when it comes to where she's living these days, no one seems to have a clue. She's become something of a mystery, a presence that's still around, yet untethered to any specific place. What's even stranger is how much her appearance has been changing. Whenever someone happens to see her, it's almost as if her outfits get more and more revealing with each passing day. I'm not exaggerating when I say she's taken on an entirely different vibe. flashy, borderline gaudy, and attracting all kinds of attention. The way she carries herself seems so distant from the Sammy I used to know. It's as though she's trying to reinvent herself entirely, shedding the person she was in an attempt to become something or someone new. And then there's this peculiar detail everyone keeps mentioning. Every single time she's spotted, she's with a different guy. It's never the same face twice, which has only fueled speculation among those who know her, even if only vaguely. People can't help but whisper. Some of the rumors going around have taken on a pretty dark tone, with many wondering if she might be involved in something shady. Could she be working in some dangerous line of work, they ask? And honestly, I wouldn't put it past her. The whole situation sounds so unlike the Sammy I used to know, but at the same time, maybe it's not so surprising considering the way things ended between us. On the other hand, as for me and April, we've been working hard to keep our lives as steady and secure as possible. After everything we've been through, taking precautions has become second nature to us. We've not only been reaching out to friends and acquaintances to make sure they know where we stand, but we've also taken concrete steps to ensure that Sammy doesn't have any way of finding out where we live. When you've been through the kind of emotional turmoil Sammy put me through, you learn pretty quickly that you can't take your safety for granted. Even the smallest chance of her trying to interfere with my life again is something I can't risk. April's well-being is my top priority, and knowing Sammy's unpredictability, I refuse to let my guard down. One of the best decisions we made, in hindsight, was moving into an apartment complex with good security measures in place. It wasn't just about getting a new place to live, it was about creating a space where April and I could feel safe, away from all the chaos Sammy left in her wake. I can't even begin to describe the relief that came with that move. The sense of ease I felt after settling into a new environment, one where I knew Sammy wouldn't just randomly show up, was something I hadn't felt in years. Looking back on the situation, it's clear to me now how much of a toll Sammy's erratic behavior took on me. Her actions, her choices, and even the lingering shadow of her presence. It all left a mark that's taken a long time to begin healing. But if there's one thing I've learned, it's that rebuilding your life is possible, even when the odds feel stacked against you. There were days when I didn't know how I would get through it all, when I was convinced I'd never escape the weight of my past with her. But here I am, standing on my own feet again, and I've got April by my side, supporting me through every step of the way. April has been a huge part of that rebuilding process for me. She's brought a sense of stability and warmth into my life that I didn't think was possible after everything that happened with Sammy. Knowing that she's by my side gives me the strength to face whatever challenges come my way. That's why I've been so adamant about taking every precaution we can to protect the life we're building together. It's not just about me anymore. It's about us, and I won't let anything jeopardize that. Still, there's a part of me that can't help but feel a twinge of sadness when I hear about what Sammy's become. Even with everything she's done, I can't completely shake the memories of who she used to be. There was a time when she was someone I cared about deeply, someone I thought I could share a future with. Seeing her name reduced to whispered rumors and questionable behavior, it's hard not to feel a sense of loss, even if it's for a person who no longer exists. But life moves on, and so must I. Every step I take toward building a better future with April is a step further away from the chaos Sammy brought into my life. And as much as the past may try to pull me back, I know that my focus needs to stay firmly on the present and the future. As for the rumors about Sammy, I try not to dwell on them too much. They're just that, rumors. Whether they're true or not, they're not my burden to bear anymore. My energy is better spent on making sure April and I continue to thrive, free from the shadows of our past. In fact, one of the things I've realized recently is that I've spent too much time worrying about what might have happened to Sammy when I should have been focusing all that energy on the life I'm building with April. Every time I hear a new rumor, I realize I'm wasting precious time that could be spent focusing on what matters most. It's easy to get caught up in the past, but I've made a conscious decision to leave that behind. What happens with Sammy is no longer my concern. What happens with me and April, now that's something I can control, something I can invest in fully. April is the one I need to be there for, and she's the one who deserves my attention and my heart. The rest of the world and its distractions, they're just that, distractions. Looking ahead, I'm excited about the possibilities. I know the road won't always be easy, and I'm sure there'll still be bumps along the way, but I also know that with April by my side, we'll get through whatever comes next. Sammy and her unpredictable behavior, that's a chapter I've closed, and I'm not turning back. I'm ready for the future, and it's bright, full of potential, and full of promise. There's nothing more I could ask for. Every day with April is a reminder that I'm finally living the life I was meant to live, free from the past and embracing everything that lies ahead. As we look forward to the future, I feel more confident than ever. With each new day, April and I continue to build something stronger together. I know we can weather any storm as long as we stay united. It's a feeling I haven't experienced in years, and I'm embracing it fully. Thank you for watching and listening. We hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe. Also, feel free to leave a comment about what you thought of the story. We look forward to seeing you at the next story.
Lacey, I heard something about you. Is it true you don't have real parents? What? I'm sorry, what exactly are you trying to say? At the family introduction meeting, you called yourself Jared's sister, didn't you? But the truth is you're adopted, right? You're not even blood related to him. What? Oh, well, it's true that I was adopted, but you're wrong about the rest. There's still a blood relationship between us. The couple who adopted me are actually my late biological father's older brother and his wife. In other words, Jared and I were cousins to begin with. Oh, cousins. Well, that's all well and good, but it doesn't change the fact that you've got someone else's blood running through your veins. At the end of the day, you're not a real sister. You never were, and you never will be. Excuse me, but what exactly are you trying to say here? This is your wedding day. It's supposed to be a joyous, peaceful occasion, so why would you make comments like this? Why would you go out of your way to stir up unnecessary trouble? You really don't get it, do you? I'm saying your very presence here is the problem. What? You being here, it's irritating. You get on my nerves, you always have. You're just someone who lucked out and got adopted by your rich uncle and aunt. You're only where you are because of that. Because of the connections you gained from them, you were handed the Chicago branch to manage like it was some kind of gift. Meanwhile, Jared, who's their real child, is still stuck as a department manager. That's as far as he's gotten. Your parents died, everyone pitied you, and then you were spoiled. All that sympathy turned to opportunities for you, didn't it? But let's face it, that's all it is. The world felt bad for poor orphan Lacey, and that pity carried you to where you are now. But don't you think you're taking life way too lightly? You act as if everything just naturally belongs to you. People like you disgust me. You take advantage of your tragic circumstances to climb your way up in life. You exploit everyone's kindness and sympathy, sucking up the benefits like a parasite. You're not family. People like you don't deserve to call themselves family. You don't belong here. I don't want you at my wedding. I don't want someone like you celebrating this day with us. There is no seat for you at this table. You're not blood. You're just an outsider. Leave. What? You heard me. Get out. Leave the venue right now. And while we're at it, you should quit the company too. That position you have, you don't deserve it. It's not yours. And just so you know, I'll be talking to Jared and his parents about dissolving your adoption. It's only right after all. You're not one of us. Jared told me he had already explained my circumstances to you. He said he told you about my situation and the reasons I joined the company, but clearly that wasn't enough. If you're going to reject me so thoroughly, then I have nothing more to say. I have no intention of ruining your wedding day. I wouldn't want to disrupt this celebration any more than I already have, so fine, I'll leave. If that's what you want, I'll go. As for quitting the company or dissolving the adoption, those are separate matters. That's not something we can resolve here today, but for now, let's just say I'm feeling unwell and leaving the venue early. I'll make sure to say it was because of a sudden illness or poor health. I'll cover for you. But you should really watch what you say. Be careful with your words. There's no need for this to escalate further. Oh, whatever. Sure, fine. Do what you want. You're leaving is all that matters. Good. Then I'll go. Yeah, bye. Good riddance. Goodbye. Forever.
Lacey! I heard you told Mom that you're leaving the wedding because you're feeling unwell. Did you already head home?
Oh, Jared, I'm sorry about that. I think I might have been a little too tense. I ended up with this splitting headache, and I decided it would be best to leave. I feel bad about leaving an empty seat in the family section, but honestly, sitting there and trying to endure the pain would have been impossible. It would have just made a scene.
Is that really true?
What?
I'm asking if you're really not feeling well. I mean, are you really sick?
Jared, what are you saying? Why are you looking at me like that? You're starting to scare me.
Oh, sorry. I didn't mean to come across that way. I'm not trying to scare you. It's just, when Mom told me about you leaving, Shelby was there too. At the time, she said all the right things. She told us she was disappointed to hear you wouldn't be attending. But then right after that, when she turned her back on us, I caught a glimpse of her face in the mirror on the dressing table.
Her face?
Yeah, it looked weird. She had this faint smile on her face, almost like a smirk. It was subtle, but it didn't look right. It didn't look like someone who was genuinely disappointed. It looked off.
Jared, are you sure you're not just imagining things?
I wish I was, but it wasn't just me. Mom saw it too, so it wasn't just my imagination.
I see.
That's why I need you to tell me the truth. I don't care what it is, just be honest with me. To tell you the truth, this isn't the first time. At the family introduction meeting, there was another moment that bothered me. When you left the table after talking to Shelby, I happened to see her face. For just a split second, she looked like she was biting into something bitter. Her expression twisted just for a moment. I thought I was imagining it back then, but now...
Jared...
If you're really feeling unwell, then that's one thing, but if you're not...
I see. I didn't want to ruin your special day, Jared. That's the only reason I kept quiet. But since you're asking, there's no point in hiding it anymore.
What do you mean?
I'll send you the message history I had with Shelby earlier. Take a look at it and decide for yourself.
Understood. Send it to me right away. Lacey? The wedding's been called off. It's over.
What?
Dad and Mom just spoke to Shelby's father. That's it. It's been decided.
I see.
If Shelby tries to contact you, don't respond. Not for now, at least.
Are you sure?
Yeah, just leave it. Also, don't go back to the house in Chicago yet. But at the same time, waiting at our family home might not be a good idea either.
Wait, what do you mean?
While I was talking to Mom and Dad, one of my colleagues, who I invited to the wedding, came up to me and mentioned something concerning.
Something concerning?
I'm sorry, but I'll explain the details later. Right now, I need to deal with the venue and figure everything out.
I understand. I'll stay out of the way for now. Don't worry about me. I'll find a place to kill some time. Maybe I'll head to a cafe and catch up on work while I wait for your next message.
Thanks, Lacey. I'll talk to you soon.
Lacey, What the hell did you say to Jared? The wedding just got called off out of nowhere. This is all your fault, isn't it? Do you realize what you've done? My father is furious with me. He is blaming me for everything. Why am I the one taking all the heat? I can't even begin to understand how this is happening right now. Hey, answer me, Lacey. Don't you dare ignore me. I know you're getting these notifications. You're reading them, aren't you? Don't pretend you're not. Lacey! Damn it. Explain yourself. What the hell did you do?
Shelby, 300 missed calls to Lacey throughout the night? That is absolutely insane! You need to stop this right now!
What? I was just thinking that Lacey, who caused our engagement to fall apart, should be held responsible for it. She has to face the consequences of what she did.
Lacey is not to blame, Shelby. In fact, I'm actually somewhat grateful to her, because if it weren't for her, I might not have realized how you really feel. It's actually a good thing, believe it or not.
What? You're grateful to her? How can you say that? She's the reason everything's falling apart between us. And on top of that, I am also incredibly disappointed in you. You didn't even bother to listen to the important things I've been trying to say. You've been completely ignoring what I needed to share with you.
What? Important things? What are you talking about? You're saying I ignored something important? I don't even know what you're talking about. You didn't realize this before because your last name changed after your parents got divorced, but I found out that the part-time office worker Rachel over at the Chicago branch is actually your biological mother.
What? Wait, what? Rachel is my biological mother? You're saying that Rachel, who works as a part-timer in the office at the Chicago branch, is my real mother?
Yes, that's right. I found out through a colleague who overheard some drunken gossip at a party. It seems your mother has been working under Lacey, who is the branch manager at Chicago. So tell me, how long have you known about this, and why didn't you tell me?
Well, it's just that my mom said Lacey was being sneaky. She was acting in a way that didn't sit well with her, and she made me think that there was something fishy going on.
Sneaky? What are you talking about? How is Lacey being sneaky? You're really not making any sense here.
My mom's been really upset ever since Lacey took over the Chicago branch. She says Lacey's still too young and that she only got the position because she's been coddled and favored too much. Apparently, my mom thinks Lacey doesn't deserve to be the boss, especially at such a young age. She's worried about how the company will fare under her leadership. So she thought that as the future wife of the next president, I should convince you, the future president of the company, to demote Lacey. My mom wanted me to tell you that it would be better to take action to get rid of Lacey before things go too far.
Wait a second. You think I'm going to be the president? Who told you that?
Huh? But you're the son of the current president, aren't you? I just assumed that since your father is the current president of the company, you'd eventually take over. It's obvious, right?
Well, Shelby, that's not exactly the situation. The company was originally founded by Lacey's father, my uncle, back when the company first got started. But he and his wife tragically passed away in a car accident when the company was only in its 7th year. After their death, my father, who had experience in the same industry, stepped in and became the 2nd president of the company. Now, my father has made it clear that if Lacey is serious about continuing the family legacy, and if she truly has the talent for business, he'd love for her to take over as the 3rd president of the company.
Wait, what? Lacey's father was the one who started the company? I never knew that. That's completely new information to me.
Yes, that's right. Lacey has been involved with the company for a long time now. From her college years, she started working part-time to help out. Over time, she became more and more skilled, and by the time she graduated, she had already earned the trust of the employees. That's why, when we decided to expand into Chicago 3 years ago, my father chose Lacey to be the branch manager.
Is that true? But my mom never mentioned anything about this. Why would she keep all this information from me?
Well, that's the thing. I heard that your mother was hired as a part-timer about a year ago, and that's when she found out that I was your boyfriend. But she had no idea about the bigger picture, the full context of Lacey's role at the company.
Oh, I see. So you're saying my mom only knew part of the story and misunderstood everything? She just jumped to conclusions without understanding the full picture?
Exactly. That's why she started making all these assumptions and telling you things that weren't true. It seems like she only heard bits and pieces of the situation and formed a biased opinion based on that. I'm starting to realize now that everything she said to you was based on incomplete information, and because of that, she passed along a very distorted view of things to you.
That's just ridiculous. So you're saying it's all my mom's fault? Is that what you're implying here? She's the one who twisted everything. That's the reason we had to break up?
No, Shelby, that's not what I'm saying. What I'm trying to point out is that you didn't take the time to listen to both sides of the story before jumping to conclusions. You've been so quick to believe everything your mom told you without ever considering the possibility that there might be another side to the situation. That's where things went wrong.
But I was just trying to trust what my mom said. How could I know any better? She's my mom. Why wouldn't I believe her?
But that's the problem, Shelby. You only heard her side of things, and you didn't even consider coming to me for clarification. It would have been much better if you had come to me or even my parents to ask for our side of the story, but you didn't. Instead, you made assumptions and jumped to conclusions without any real understanding of what was going on.
I didn't realize that I was making such a big mistake. I thought I was just doing the right thing by trusting my mom. But I see now that I didn't really think things through, and that's why this whole situation escalated the way it did.
Yes, and that's why I'm so disappointed in you. You've been so quick to judge and act on partial information, and now look at what's happened. We're on the verge of ending everything because of it.
But I never wanted any of this to happen. I didn't want to hurt you, Jared. I was just trying to do what I thought was right.
I know you probably didn't intend for things to get this bad, but the truth is you never gave me a chance to explain anything. If you had, I could have cleared up everything and we could have avoided all of this. But now it's too late. The trust is gone.
Jared, please. I really didn't mean for this to happen. Please, can we just talk about this more? Let's fix this together.
Shelby, I don't think there's anything left to fix. The damage has already been done. I've made up my mind. We'll handle everything through lawyers from now on. Goodbye, Shelby. This is it.
Jared! I returned to Chicago and got back to my routine of calmly going about my work. But the situation around me was far from ordinary. First, Jacob, who had been caught as Shelby's biological mother's office associate, was absent without leave for a prolonged period and was eventually fired. Meanwhile, my brother was in the midst of discussions about breaking off his engagement. Shelby was quite stubborn and wasn't willing to listen, which delayed the resolution of the matter. It ended up taking 3 whole months to reach an agreement. In the end, my brother and Shelby decided that they would split the costs of the wedding that my brother had initially been paying in full. As for the cancellation fees for their honeymoon, Shelby would be the one to cover them. In a small but significant twist, my brother also ended up receiving a modest amount of compensation as part of the settlement. A little while after that, Shelby found herself deeply in debt and paid off all her outstanding amounts. She then unexpectedly showed up at her mother's place in Chicago for reasons that were unclear. To everyone's surprise, they ended up living together. The strange part was that they were both unemployed, and for 2 months they couldn't come to an agreement on who would be the one to get a job first. The situation became so contentious that eventually they were both kicked out of their apartment. Since then, I've lost track of what happened to them. The last I heard, I didn't know where they were or what they were doing. The entire series of events was a whirlwind, and everything unfolded so quickly, it felt like it was impossible to catch up. Shelby, once so determined and independent, ended up in a situation where her plans crumbled and left her with nowhere to turn. My brother, on the other hand, had tried to salvage his relationship with her for so long, but in the end, it seemed like the right decision to end it. They had both suffered in different ways. My brother had invested so much into the relationship, both financially and emotionally, and it seemed that he couldn't continue living with the betrayal of her actions. The emotional toll it took on him was clear, but the financial strain was even worse. The wedding costs alone had been a significant burden, and now with the cancellation fees for the honeymoon added to that, he had to adjust his life accordingly. Looking back, it was difficult to understand how everything had unraveled so quickly. Shelby had once been a promising and ambitious individual, yet she found herself trapped by the decisions she made. There was a part of me that felt sorry for her, but there was also a part of me that understood why my brother couldn't keep supporting her. They had both made choices, and the consequences of those choices were now inescapable. As for Shelby's return to her mother's place, it was hard to imagine how it all worked out. The two women, both without jobs and both struggling in their own ways, had a complicated dynamic. They hadn't been close before, but now they were thrown together in an attempt to navigate their lives. It wasn't the kind of situation anyone would want to find themselves in, yet there they were, both searching for stability in a world that had proven unpredictable and unkind. 2 months of constant arguments about who would be the one to find work was an exhausting ordeal. It wasn't just about money anymore, it was about power, control, and desperation. Each day it seemed like the tension grew thicker and the frustration was palpable. When they were kicked out of their apartment, it felt like the final straw. The once comfortable living situation had deteriorated to the point where they couldn't even keep a roof over their heads. Now, as time had passed, I wonder where they are and how they're managing. I never expected that things would escalate in such a way, but life has a way of throwing unexpected challenges at people. It's strange to think about how quickly things can change and how lives can shift in the blink of an eye. The fact that I've lost track of them is almost fitting in a way. It's as if they've fallen off the radar, their paths diverging from mine in a way I never anticipated. In the end, the whole experience was a reminder of how fragile plans and relationships can be. No matter how much we try to control our lives, there are always variables that are beyond our grasp. Shelby's decisions, my brother's commitment, and the aftermath of it all serve as a lesson in how quickly things can unravel, and how sometimes, no matter how hard we try, we can't undo the damage that's already been done. Now, as I reflect on it, I realize that there's nothing more I can do for them. Their story has taken its course, and I have to accept that. All I can do is move forward with my own life, hoping that they eventually find some kind of resolution, even if it's not the one I would have hoped for. The past is behind me, and all I can do is focus on the future.
Mom, can I talk to you for a second?
Oh, Ben, what's going on?
I just got a call from the home. They said a package from you arrived. There are 3 big boxes. What did you send?
Oh, it arrived already? I'm planning to come over on Sunday, so make sure you prepare my room, all right? And since there's no dresser, could you buy one for me?
What are you talking about?
You remember what I said before, right? After Dad's 3rd memorial service, we're going to live together.
No, I told you I declined that. Besides, what about the house back home? If you move out, it's going to be left empty.
Oh, don't worry about that. I've already gone through the proper steps to put it up for sale.
Wait, seriously? Hold on a second. What about all the stuff I left there when I moved? The things I couldn't fit in the apartment and asked you to keep for me.
Oh, that? Oh, I thought you didn't need it, so I threw it all away.
What? Seriously? I was planning to bring it back with me next time I visited.
Oh, I see. Sorry about that, but anyway, don't worry about it. You know what? I really like that modern-style room.
Huh?
The one with the balcony. It gets the best sunlight in the whole house.
But that's Mindy's office.
Oh, right. Oh, she works on her computer, doesn't she? Honestly, she can just use the living room table for that, can't she?
Well, no, actually. She needs a space where she can concentrate. That's why we made an office for her.
Well, okay, never mind. Anyway, I'll be there Sunday afternoon. So please make sure you help me unpack my things when I arrive.
Wait, hold on a second. I didn't say I was okay with this. You can't just show up and expect to move in without asking me first. And even if you do come, you can't just let yourself into the house.
Oh, come on, Ben, you're acting like I'm asking for something huge. It's just a little stay. You've been living on your own for so long now. Surely you can handle having me there for a while.
It's not about that, Mom. It's just that, well, things have been fine just the way they are. This is all happening so fast, I wasn't prepared for it.
Oh, Ben, don't be so dramatic. You've always been such a worrier. Besides, it'll be good for you. We'll get along just fine, just like before.
I don't know. It's not just about getting along. There are other things I need to think about. Like, well, what happens when your house sells? What then? Where do you go after that?
Don't worry about that. I'll figure it out. But for now, I just need a place to stay for a bit. You can't really say no to your own mother, can you?
I'm not saying no, but I need to have a little more say in this, you know? It's my place too, after all.
Oh, Ben, you worry too much. I'm sure everything will work out, and I'm just coming for a short while. It's not like I'm planning to stay forever. Ben, I'm at the station.
Oh, you're there already?
And, now that I think about it, usually I'm driven to your house by someone, so I don't really know the way from the station. I got distracted and forgot about that. Could you come and pick me up?
Wait, you're at the station? Let me check. Is this the map website you're using? You know how to read a map, right? I'm not taking the car out today, but it's only a 10-minute walk for me, so it's not a big deal.
Oh, I see. Well, I guess it's fine then. It can't be helped. I know it's a little bit of an inconvenience for you, but it's not like I'm asking for too much. Besides, I'm getting older, and it's not always easy to find help. You're my son, so I'm sure you'll understand.
Yeah, I get it. I don't know what I expected, but this feels like a lot all at once.
I know, but it'll be fine. Don't stress yourself out too much. We'll work it out together. Hey, I just got here, but this isn't right, is it? You're supposed to be living in a much nicer apartment, not in a place like this. Is this an apartment?
It's Unit 203. The stuff you sent has already been moved into there.
Huh?
It was a relief to find a property that was available for immediate move-in.
What do you mean?
You don't really think I don't know what's going on, do you?
What are you talking about?
You've been making things difficult for Mindy every time I come home with her, haven't you?
What? I haven't done anything like that. If Mindy felt that way, that's unfortunate, but everything I've done has been for her own growth, not to harm her.
Oh, really? How about the time you treated the food Mindy cooked like garbage? Or the harsh words you threw at her when it was just the two of you in the kitchen? Was that also for her growth?
I told you I didn't do that.
I've seen the messages, too. Something like 3 years without children, blah, 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 and how you only want grandsons. You said some pretty outdated things, didn't ya?
Well, of course I want to see my grandkids soon, don't I?
I told you when I married Mindy that we would wait for 3 years before having kids so we could save money.
Oh, you did? Well, I didn't realize that.
And by the way, you can't control the gender of the child, you know. That's not something you can make happen. Telling Mindy about it won't solve anything.
Well, maybe so, but still.
So, here's the conclusion. There's no way Mindy, who's pregnant, is going to live with you.
What? Mindy's pregnant?
Yeah.
Oh my! Well then, it's even more reason to live together, don't you think?
What?
I'm the only one with child-rearing experience, so obviously it's better if I'm nearby.
Mom, don't you understand?
What?
Do you have any idea how much stress a mother-in-law who harasses her daughter-in-law causes when she's pregnant?
What? Are you saying that I'm causing Mindy stress?
Yes, that's exactly what I'm saying.
What?
That's why I don't want you near Mindy.
But why?
If you just read back through the messages I've shown you, you'd understand. Also, about that apartment, it's rented under Aunt Rachel's name, so you'll have to check with her for more details.
Aunt Rachel? Oh no. Is that really the case?
As you've probably figured out by now, after the package was sent, I asked Aunt Rachel everything. You've already used up what little of Dad's inheritance was left, And now, because of the mounting debts, the only option was to sell the house. So now you have nowhere to live, and you decided to move in with us, right? And after talking with Aunt Rachel about the situation, the result was that apartment.
Ben, listen.
The rent for the apartment will be covered for the first 6 months by Aunt Rachel, so you're supposed to use that time to find work and stabilize your situation.
What? So what about today? Well, what's going to happen now?
I told you I'm not doing that.
Why not?
It's to avoid the stress caused by your treatment of Mindy, and the financial strain of living with you would wreck our household budget. That's why. I don't want to hear your voice, so I won't answer.
I'll get along with Mindy just fine. I'll save money, too.
Sorry, but the attitude of sending the moving boxes and trying to force us into living together like this, I can't trust you anymore, even if you're my mother.
Hey, what's Mindy saying about this? Her parents live far away, right? Doesn't she need someone nearby to help with the pregnancy? I'm sure I could be useful.
Mindy's relatives are here too, you know.
Huh?
There are people in her family who raised their kids well, and I've been getting advice from them. By the way, I don't want to hear any advice from someone who used my education savings without asking.
What? Why would you say that?
Dad explained everything to me when it happened.
But you still had enough money for your education, didn't you?
No, it wasn't enough. Aunt Rachel helped make up the difference. If she hadn't, I wouldn't have been able to go to high school. But the university I could have gone to was out of reach. I even thought about going with a student loan, but considering your debt, I was scared about the future, so I started working right after high school. You probably still don't understand how I felt back then.
But you and Mindy live nearby, right? It's settled that we'll live in that apartment, so visiting us should be fine, don't you think? Right?
No, you won't be able to visit us.
Why not? I don't think just a quick visit would stress Mindy out.
We moved out.
What? No way, you just bought a house? You still have a mortgage left to pay, don't you? Wait, did you do this just to avoid living with Mindy?
No, the house was a rental.
Huh?
We hadn't had kids yet because we were saving for a house. We reached the goal amount, so we started trying for a baby, and that's when we bought the house.
Wait, what? But the stuff I sent to the apartment, it arrived, right? Doesn't that mean you haven't moved out yet?
There were some circumstances, so we just kept the apartment for now. That day, Mindy was actually going to check the final details of the house.
What?
I really think I made the right call not telling you about the move yet.
That's horrible!
After everything we've discussed, how can you still say such things?
But hey, I'm your mother, right?
Honestly, I'm just so tired.
Huh? Ben?
Dad often sighed too, but do you realize how much was sacrificed because of your selfishness? I'm done being dragged into that anymore.
But abandoning your mother is being ungrateful. You wouldn't do that, would you? We're family, just you and me, remember?
Dad told me this before he passed. The one you need to protect first after getting married is your wife and children. If your mother's actions get out of hand, you have to be prepared to sever ties. And that's what I'm doing. Also, Dad apologized to me for not being able to make the decision to divorce you earlier and how it limited my future opportunities. That's why I'm doing this now, because I see it as his will. Aunt Rachel should be arriving soon, by the way.
What? No, stop! I don't like Aunt Rachel. Ben, can you at least stay with me for a while?
Well, goodbye.
Ben, please just pick up. I can't deal with this silence anymore. I've been thinking about everything, about the past. You don't realize what it's been like for me, do you? I've had to make all these sacrifices for years, trying to keep the family together despite everything falling apart. And now you're just going to shut me out like this? I never wanted to be like your father, but you're making it so hard for me to keep trying. Please, I know I've made mistakes, but I can change. I can be the mother you need if you'll just give me another chance. Don't make the same mistake I did, Ben. Don't let pride destroy everything. I'm sorry for everything, but I need you to understand that I'm doing this because I love you and I don't want to see you suffer any longer. I've given up so much, and now I just need you to believe in me again. Ben, please, I need you to understand. I've done everything for this family, but you won't even give me a chance to explain. How is this fair? How is it fair that you just shut me out? What did I ever do to deserve this? You're my son. We've been through so much now, and now you just want to throw it all away? You're acting like I'm the villain here. You think I don't realize how hard things have been? You think I don't see how much you've had to struggle? I have been there. I've been there through so much more than you realize, but I never let it affect you. You never had to see me struggle because I made sure you didn't. But you can't even listen to me. You've completely turned your back on me. And now you're pushing me out of your life for good, and you don't even realize how much that hurts. You think Mindy is the only one who needs help right now? What about me? Do you really think that I'm just fine with everything falling apart? Do you really think I'm okay with being left all alone? Ben, I've never asked you for anything. Not really. I've always tried to handle things on my own, but now you won't even listen to me. I don't know what to do anymore. You think I'm the one who made things difficult for Mindy? You think I'm the one who caused all the problems? You don't know the half of it, Ben. I've been trying to make things right, but every time I reach out, you push me away. And now you've cut me off completely. Do you know what it's like to be this alone? Do you know what it's like to have no one to turn to? You think it's easy for me? You think I wanted any of this? You think I wanted things to go this way? Ben, you're my only family. I have done everything for you, but now you're treating me like a stranger. Why can't you see that I'm just trying to make things better? Why can't you see that I'm trying to fix the mistakes I've made? I'm not perfect, but I'm not a monster either. You've got to understand, Ben, I did what I thought was best, even if it wasn't always the right choice. I never wanted to hurt you, but somehow I've ended up doing just that. And it breaks my heart that you can't see it. I know you're upset with me, I know you're angry, but this silence, this coldness, it's more than I can take. I've been alone for so long, and I don't want to lose you too.
Just shut up already! You're blocked! After this, my aunt supposedly lectured my mother for several hours, giving her a serious talking to. During this conversation, my aunt also told my mother that she needed to start looking for a job. Eventually, she pushed her to begin working a full-time, part-time job. For a long time, my mother had lived life doing whatever she pleased without much thought for the consequences. However, the reality that she could not sustain herself without work finally seemed to sink in. From what I gather, she's now been going to work with a sense of seriousness, getting up every day and commuting to her job as expected. For a long time, my mother had always believed that her children would never abandon her. She must have held on to that thought for years, perhaps even without realizing how unrealistic it had become. In her eyes, I, her only son, would always be there for her, no matter what. That belief, however, was shattered when I made the difficult decision to cut ties with her. I'm sure it was a massive shock to her, one that she probably never saw coming. It's strange, but sometimes people can live in their own little world, assuming that everything will always go their way, only to have that world suddenly crumble. Some might say that no matter what a mother does, surely there's no reason to sever all ties with her. After all, she's the one who gave birth to you and raised you. Many people might feel that blood ties should be unbreakable no matter the circumstances. But in my case, that just wasn't the reality I had to face. And yet, despite everything that happened, I don't regret it, not even for a second. I understand that some people might find it difficult to comprehend how I could cut off my relationship with my own mother. It's something that goes against many people's expectations of how family should be. The idea of completely severing ties with a parent seems extreme to many, but the truth is, there comes a time when enough is enough. After years of enduring her behavior, I had to protect myself and my own family from her negativity and manipulations. Sometimes the hardest choices we make are the ones that bring the most peace in the long run. The choice to distance myself wasn't easy, especially given how close my mother and I had been in the past. But as I grew older and started a family of my own, my priorities changed. I realized that I had to take responsibility for my own life, for my own actions, and for the well-being of my wife and children. I couldn't allow myself to be constantly dragged down by my mother's actions, her inability to understand or respect boundaries, and her refusal to take responsibility for her own life. At first, it was hard. There were moments when I questioned whether I was doing the right thing. Would she ever come to understand why I had done what I did? Would she ever change her ways? Would I ever be able to forgive her? These questions lingered in my mind, but in the end, I had to remind myself that my own family's peace and happiness came first. I couldn't keep allowing her toxic behavior to affect us. Now, I've made it clear that my role as a husband and a father is my top priority. I will continue to do everything in my power to provide for my family, to protect them from harm, and to ensure that they have a better future than I had growing up. My family means everything to me, and I will do whatever it takes to keep them safe and happy. That's what being a father and a husband is all about. It's been a tough journey, but I know I'm on the right path. My mother might not understand it now, and maybe she never will. But I don't need her approval to live my life the way I see fit. I've made the choices I needed to make, and now it's time to focus on the future and the people who matter most to me. While some may look at my decision and judge me for it, I don't care anymore. I've learned that the only opinion that truly matters is my own. I know what's best for me, for my wife, and for our children. I will continue to walk this path not looking back, but looking forward to a future where I can protect the people I love and make sure that they never have to go through what I went through. And no matter how difficult it gets, I'll face it head on, because that's what I've promised to do. As a husband and father, I have a responsibility to my family. I will fulfill that role with everything I've got, and I will never regret it. Even if my mother never understands why I had to do what I did, I know deep down that I made the right choice, and that's what matters the most. I will stand by my decisions and keep moving forward, knowing that I'm doing the best I can for the people who matter most to me. And in the end, that's all anyone can ask for. Thank you for watching and listening. We hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe. Also, feel free to leave a comment about what you thought of the story. We look forward to seeing you at the next story.
Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and hit the like button. See you next time.